I didn't want to do this again for all these people to keep going, Palestine, Palestine. I've got maps of the history of the land, right? Now, it's really annoying. But, all right, what do we got? See there? See where my thumb is? That's Canaan. That's Canaan. That's where Palestine is, where they go, oh, the original people of Palestine. It's Canaan. All right? It's never been Palestine. Right? And above it, you had Ammon, and below it, you had Sinai. No Palestine, no Israel. Israel comes from Jacob, whose name was changed to Israel, right? And if you read the book, the Canaanites, right, and them had like a fight, an argument, but they bred with the Canaanites. So if there's anyone who's going to be like to that land, it'd be the Israelites because they bred with the Canaanites. The Arabs are not even there; they're further inland. Like it's just like even on my map here, it tells you there's no Israel and no Palestine. They weren't named yet. They weren't made. They were still Hebrews, like the names of the places: Galilee, Samaria, Ammon, Moab, Galilee. There is no Israel. There's no, Jerusalem, Bethel. Like they didn't make any Israel lines, or they just had their towns: Nazareth, Galilee. So every time I hear these people, like, it didn't even have it. Like they had Syria, but it was Assyria. Ask Assyrians, I say it's Assyria. There's no Anatolia. That's where Turkey is. It was called Anatolia, not Turkey. So you have to actually go read stuff. A lot of people are being bullshitting. There's no Palestine. There's no indigenous Palestine. So you're basically joining something that is just a lie. So congratulations, you played yourself. And then I look up stuff so I know what it is. Okay? See, the conquest of Canaan. It's never Palestine. It was Canaan. Okay, like, enough. Just enough with this Palestine crap. Then it gets more, you get the 12 tribes, David and Solomon, the New Testament times. Like, there's just no, this is Israel and this is Palestine, because it didn't come until after the 1900s. Like, they put it in Israel. They just, yeah. I mean, if it is anyone's land, it is theirs. It was promised to them. So I'm more going to back Israel for having the land than I am for the Arabs because they're not from there. Like, and there's no Philistines left. Like, the Philistines came further south of Canaan. Like, if you actually read where the Philistine, there's no Philistine. It's what's the name of it? I'll find it here. Hebron. Yeah, Hebron is where the Philistines came from, and they come up, and that's when you had David and Goliath. Yeah, read the fucking Bible. Sorry, my Jesus. Sorry. Read the Bible. It's there. It tells you all about it. When the Philistines came up, David, the David and Goliath. That's what it's about. No Arabs. I mean, I'm sorry. It's just that you all lie about the history of the place. And I've got to say, you say Israelis are lying. No, they're not. They're actually telling the truth of the land. I mean, they might do other shit that's a bit, but they actually are more indigenous to the land than the Arabs are. I'm sorry. That's just the truth of history. Like, I don't even know when they named Gaza Gaza. Because you've got Canaan, Samaria, Judea, Pereira, Idumea, Bethlehem, Bethany, Jerusalem, Amas, Hebron, Joppa. It's just all these things. Like, I read this all the time. Like even in the map when it shows where Paul went, like up to Italy, Fair Havens, Sicily, you know, it shows all that. It's got Syria, Damascus, Antioch. You know, they're just not here in the history. It's like they're showing you, like, stop being brainwashed, stop being told stuff that is not in history. I There was no Palestine until after I think it's 1920 something. Well, when did they name? When did the British name Palestine? 1948. Well, there you go. That's when it was named Palestine. Before that was Palestina, and before that it was Canaan or whatever it was, because the Romans were the ones who changed it. No Palestine person went, yeah, it is Palestine. It never happened. I just, yeah, you know, um, and it's got all the places how Christianity was shared around the world. Like it went pretty far. I just see they look like that's got a map of Paul's mission. Look at that. It's not just in the Middle East. People have documented this so people can understand what Paul did. But this is these Palestine things. It drives me crazy. Like these people are dumb. Pick up a book. Stop letting people just tell you that it's there. Go look for yourself. I get these the Jews and about their thing, and I'm like, these are both lying. Like it wasn't named until ages after that it was called Israel because Israel was Jacob. The land of Canaan was given to him. So yeah, whether Canaan was called Israel would be up from Jacob and his children, the Israelites. So, but just just stop the Palestine crap. You don't know what you're talking about, and maybe it's Muslims because Muslims have this thing. Oh, we would, and no, you won't. You're liars. I talked to, I listen to an Arab Christian. He just says these are a bunch of scam and deceivers. You aren't from there, and he goes, he's an Arab, and he knows you're not from there. These are just liars. So, and then they say Jesus was Palestinian. I'm like, no, he was Nazareth. He's Galilean, born in Bethlehem. I'm like, just making shit up. Oh, Jesus was Muslim. I'm like, no, when he came in the flesh, he was a Jew, but that's not the whole point of Jesus. Jesus didn't want you to think he was a Jew. He wanted you to follow his message. Um, yeah, well, that's it for this one. Praise Jesus. Just stop the Palestine crap. There's, there's no indigenous Palestine. It was called Canaan. And I was given to Jacob. End of story. Praise Jesus.